Ladies and gentlemen, we want you to stand and we want you to make some noise.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's go racing here at Knoxville.
Only the best go three abreast. It is show time at Williams Grove Speedway.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, here at Eldora Speedway, it's showtime!
You got 'em for a breath. Often imitated, never duplicated. The greatest show on dirt, the world of outlaws.
It's time to sit back, relax, and enjoy, because, ladies and gentlemen, it's showtime!
Set to do battle for 30 laps. The green flag is waving.
Hello again, it's MRN's Wing Nation Weekend, presented by Hefner Racing Products, setting you up for the big race weekend. I love that opening because it's announcers, and I love our announcer friends. And I didn't get a chance to mention this on Tuesday, but when I went to Lincoln Speed on Saturday night, I got to hang out 5-10 minutes with Wayne Harper.
Yeah.
I am telling you, Wayne Harper, I love that man. He's just such a good dude. He's a great guy, and he had some surgery on his leg, so he couldn't make it down, and I actually got to do the victory lane. But I'm telling you, when I go to Lincoln, I love to just sit and chat with Wayne for 5-10 minutes before the racing gets going. He's busy. I want to walk around and see people, but good announcers. And, man, we have them there on our opening, and good to chat. I didn't get a chance to mention it. Always great to chat with Wayne Harper, and certainly wish him the best as he continues to recover from the surgery that he had, and soon he'll be bouncing back up and down through the grandstands, interviewing drivers and such. So great stuff, and I'm telling you, Erin, we are up to our eyeballs in it now, okay? As we are speaking and you're watching this on Thursday, they are swinging the gates open to Knoxville, baby.
It's happening.
It is on the 360 Nationals, the Capitani Classic this weekend. The World of Outlaw Craftsman Sprint Cars, they've been east. Now they're heading west. And they've got the Ironman 55 times 2. Yeah, this is going to be crazy what's going on there. And then in Ohio, Atomic Speedway has their open wheel championship weekend, big sprint car weekend there in Chillicothe, Ohio. So what we're going to do is we're going to step away. When we come back, the 2017 360 Nationals champion at Knoxville, Clint Garner, he joins us next.
No matter what or where you race, Hefner Racing Products and HRP Wings has you covered. Built in the USA, HRP is the manufacturer of the original recessed rivet wing, including their premier Shark Wing series, as well as the new Racer Series Sprint Car Wing. Hefner Racing Products wings are available for sprint cars, mini and micro sprints, winged outlaw karts, and junior sprints. HRP is the leader in mule conversions, manufactures and sells a full line of sprint car components, including Nerf bars and bumpers, front axles, precision laser cut chassis building tabs, brackets, tubes, and spuds. HRP has the absolute largest selection of trailer and shop accessories available to sprint car racers. When it comes to setting up your trailer or shop, HRP is the choice for the best in trailer and shop storage and organization accessories. Hefner Racing Products. Visit them and shop online at hrpracing.com.
This is Steve Post. Join Erin Evernham, Ashley Strummy, and I live from the granddaddy of them all, the 58th annual 5-Hour Energy Knoxville Nationals, presented by Casey's General Store. Textron Off-Road Wing Nation, presented by Sage Fruit, will be live August 8th through the 12th, 7 to 8 Eastern Time. Join us live from the Fan Zone at Knoxville Raceway, or listen on MRN.com, WingNation.com, and Facebook Live from the Cushion. Textron Off-Road Wing Nation, presented by Sage Fruit, live from the 5-Hour Energy Knoxville Nationals.
Now back to the Wing Nation Weekend Podcast, presented by Hefner Racing Products.
Oh, mama, welcome back. It is time. The Marion County Fairgrounds is a beehive of activity, and that means we're kicking it off. The 28th annual 360 Nationals, presented by Great Southern Bank, is coming up this weekend. This is Wing Nation Weekend, presented by Hefner Racing Products. Our friends at Hefner at www.hrpracing.com. And when we roll into Knoxville, the point leader, guy that has 5 wins so far, and the reigning champ of the 360 Nationals, going to be standing there waving at everybody, welcoming him into his home track, and we welcome him into our program now. Clint Garner's on the line. Hello, Clint. Welcome back to Wing Nation.
Hey, guys. Thanks for having me on.
Great to chat with you, Clint. And Erin and I, during our commercial break, we're just reliving that magical night last year along the way. Let's go back. We'll want to talk about this year and getting geared up for it. But looking back a year on winning the 360 Nationals, what does that mean to you now?
Well, it's definitely the coolest thing that's ever happened to me in the racing. You know, I mean, we've had a lot of wins and a lot of fun doing it, but we've never really beat on, that good a quality of cars, so it was, nothing short of a miracle in our eyes, and we're just hoping to get that lucky again this year.
It was incredible. Clint, you have 5 wins this season. Talk about your year so far. Obviously very strong, but are you feeling as confident as you were last year going to it? More confident?
The other night the car was great. I qualified and drove the car and was on top of the board right away. It was easy, throughout the season. It hasn't been like that. I've really worked hard at trying to qualify and had some miserable performances, but we think we've got something that we've changed the last week or so here, and I'm really hoping for a good draw, and I think we've got it. We'll just have to see, but I think we're good.
How when you change something a week or two before the 360 Nationals, is that a tough decision? Is it a decision that performance just said we got to do something? How difficult is it to do something like that so close to the big race?
Well, we were hoping, at the beginning of the season to have everything ironed in and just be completely ready this year. I had the car that I won the Nationals with last year in the shop. Basically all it had on it was the Nationals, so I had that sitting aside, and had a sister car to it that, was identical. I mean, they actually share body panels, so we were really comfortable with that part of things. And, I don't know, we've been fast. I raced good. I mean, all through the night, we're really good. Just being spot on during qualifying has been a little bit of a struggle for this year. So, just with the season change and stuff, we kind of tweaked the engine a little bit, and it seemed to really help the other night. So, like I said, I got my fingers crossed, hoping for this weekend.
Clint, you mentioned how important qualifying is, and you mentioned a few minutes ago the draw. Do you do the draw? Are you superstitious about it? And how do you, if you don't have a good draw, how do you overcome that? Like, obviously, you just go out and do what you do because it is what it is. But talk about how important that draw is. I feel like on the show, we don't often talk about how important as it is as a driver and a team when you roll in and you have to pick your pill. Just talk about, is it something you do, someone else does, and how it sets up your night?
Over the years, I used to do all the drawing, and then, you kind of talk about, I pull bad numbers, you pull. And, lately, or as of late, the responsibilities kind of become my brother's at the track. You give them your driver's license, they give you a transponder, and he's been doing that for me and drawing at the same time. And, he's gotten lucky several times. So, I mean, he's the one that's going to draw for us through the Nationals, and hopefully, he pulls a good number. Last year, we were one of the first couple cars out, and the track was wet. I kind of went down into the bottom and slid through the grease a little bit and came in and was completely discouraged. I thought for sure, I just helped burn the track in, and somebody later down the line was going to, be able to make a better time out of the track that I just went and spun the grease out of for them. But, I think what happened was the straightaways got hard. I know the corners had plenty of moisture in them. They got better all throughout the night, but the straightaways obviously polished off, and everybody lost traction through the straights, and, the time stuck. So, I definitely feel lucky for that to happen.
Clint, one of the things we always ask invaders, whether it's 410, 360, or what it is, how important is it to get laps at Knoxville? Of course, you're the guy that gets laps at Knoxville all the time. I'm going to kind of turn the question around to you. And we got a lot of buddies on the Lucas Oil ASCS National Tour, and the way the schedule has been this year, they've had the chance to come in and race with you. Of course, Brownie's jumped into the 360 division. Some of the other top drivers have showed up out there sporadically. How important and how good is it for you, for your confidence, to have those guys show up, especially a night like Saturday night, and to be able to fend them off and go out and get the win? How important is that confidence for you, knowing that some of the guns you're going to have to battle with this weekend have been there and you've done well against them?
Well, I mean, it helps a lot. I mean, at the end of the day, the truth is I'm 42 years old and I've been doing this since I was 17. I know, when I was younger, you kind of put yourself, where I can start 12th and I can do this and I can do that. But at 42, I realized that at feature time, you're going to go around Knoxville Raceway at 18 seconds, and you're not going to do 16 or 17. If you're lucky, you're going to be a few tenths quicker than the good guys, or if any, so you got to really qualify yourself into position to start up in the front of these things, and then just do a good job to cut the best laps that you can in the cleanest laps. But, Knoxville is obviously difficult. I mean, you see the guys come from, whether it be the East Coast, the West Coast, or down south. I mean, they're badass. You know, I mean, they're really good everywhere they go, and then they come to Knoxville and they really struggle. So there's something unique there. I mean, I kind of dedicated my career to Knoxville back in like 2001. Basically the only place I've raced is Knoxville since then. I mean, a little bit at I-80 once in the spring and once in the fall, but I just, man, my life, where it's at right now, I'm working, you know, so I can't chase races, and I don't have time to chase races. So I just kind of work on my car a little bit during the week and try to make the best of it on Saturday night, you know. So I guess that works to my advantage. I'm just really kind of lucky that the biggest race of the sprint car world is at my home track, you know, so works out good for us.
For sure. Clint, once we get through this weekend, hopefully you defend your championship. Are you going to put a 410 in it? Or are you going to take a week off? What's the plan for the next 7 or 8 days?
It's still a little bit up in the air, but you know, the plan is to get a 410. I mean, I'm putting together another car. You know, I've got a car that, you know, I use for the 410s. It's an older car, but it's never been crashed or nothing. You know, it's just kind of over in the corner of the shop. So we're just, you know, pull that out and put a few more pieces back at it and put that up in the top of the trailer. And, you know, hopefully it comes together. I mean, there's definitely talks of it. You know, Al Parker with his engine shop is talked to some people, and it sounds like he's got something lined up for me. You know, I'm a little nervous about that. I mean, my expectations are rather low, but I do know that, you know, a guy can, if you do it right and the car's under you, I know I got the capabilities, and so does my team. So, you know, our hopes are high. It's just, you know, keep the expectations, you know, attainable so that, you know, we end up leaving with a smile on our face.
Well, 410 expectations and 360 expectations, incredible there for you. We appreciate the time. Thanks again for what a great story you gave us last year, and we can't wait to tune in this weekend and see what kind of story you lay on us this year, Clint. Thanks again for the time, and best wishes this weekend.
Thanks a lot. Thank you, guys.
There we go, Clint Garner. And you and I were talking during the break, and I think this is one of the things that I just love about sprint car racing, okay? On Tuesday, we talked to a 62-year-old guy that's going to Knoxville and thinks he's going to win the Knoxville Nationals.
Yep.
And you could make the case that Sammy Swindell could do it.
Absolutely.
There would not be, I mean, it'd be a great story because the old guy won and still winning and everything else. But it would not be like some stunner.
Yeah, no.
If Sammy goes out there and out of the blue wins the Knoxville Nationals, okay? You know, we have the young kids that come up through. We talked a little bit about Brett Marks. And how some young kid can come out and man, he can just bust his guts out for 5 years. And now look at him. He's winning World of Outlaw races, okay? And you got the young kids out on the West Coast that we talked about, you know, Justin Sanders and kids like that, Tanner Thorson and kids like that. And then you have a 42-year-old racer who 17 years ago decided, you know what, I've got to work, I've got a family, I've got to do this, I've got to do that. So I'm going to do one thing, and I'm going to do one thing well.
Really well.
Really well. And he won the biggest race of the year last year.
Yes.
I mean, that's what I love about sprint car racing is that all of these scenarios work.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. There's it's not just the young guns. It's not just the veterans. It's not just the guys that do it for a living. It's
figure out what you want to do. Young drivers, middle-aged drivers, even old guys, figure out what you want to do, roll up your sleeves and go do it. I mean, it's really simple.
Yeah.
It's hard, but the theory is simple. What are the barriers? What are the barriers for a 62-year-old race car driver? Apparently nothing. You know, I mean, yeah, I know he's a legend and on that Mount Rushmore and in the Hall of Fame and everything like that. I'm 54. I'm not going to get the opportunities that Sammy Swindell has. I get that. But the reality of it is go get it.
Absolutely.
I mean, and you young kids, go get it. I mean, it's out there. Yeah, you're going to work. And yeah, you're going to sleep about 3 hours a day.
You're going to get beat up.
And you're going to get beat up and you're going to get fired. And you're going to, you know. But, yeah, you're going to have those weed sport moments like Brett Marks where you're standing in victory lane for a second time.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe if you do it long enough, you're going to have those Lance Deweese moments where you're beating on the top of the car because you just beat the World of Outlaws.
Or you have a Clint Garner moment where you've raced how many 360 Nationals and how many weeks at Knoxville, and there you are.
Yeah, or a Freddie Raymer moment. Or you know, I mean, I saw Chase Dietz win at Lincoln. It's just so great about sprint car racing is there's no clear cut. You got to do A, B, C, and D to get to the promised land. A, you need to show up. B, you need to work hard. And C, you might just get there. It's crazy. Oh, boy. Now, there's a soapbox for you. All right, Knoxville Raceway. Oh my gosh, I won't even sleep between now and next Saturday. I've lost my mind with this stuff. 28th annual 360 Nationals presented by Great Southern Bank tonight and Friday preliminary nights. Okay, Saturday's the big 360 Nationals Championship night. This is an ASCS show, but the cushion is going to do all of the pay-per-view on it. Racing Boys are going to yield to the cushion on this one. So, but you need to go out there. I mean, this is just going to be great, the 360 Nationals, okay? And we'll stick to Iowa here for a little bit. On Monday, 7th Annual World Racing Capitani Classic. If you're a fan of 75 to 80 cars in one show one night, that's what you're looking for.
Pretty much a complete preview of the Nationals.
Yeah, I mean, there'll be about 6 guys that'll choose not to run in that. Yeah. I mean, so the Capitani Classic, the Weld Racing Capitani Classic is Sunday. Staying in Iowa, Southern Iowa Speedway, better known as Oskaloosa. Monday night, the 23rd Annual Sage Fruit Front Row Challenge presented by Musco Lighting. As T-Mac says, the one-night stand for $20,000 for 4 tons. Only T-Mac.
Only T-Mac.
Only T-Mac can get away with that one. So that is Monday night. Tuesday night, Sage Fruit Ultimate ASCS Challenge. It's not enough that the ASCS guys and gals, they get to run at Knoxville. Then on Tuesday, they're over at Oskaloosa. This one's presented by Sears Telephone and the ASCS National Tour out there. And the War Sprints, the traditional sprint cars. A lot of people want to see those traditional sprint cars back at Oski, and so they're back on Tuesday night at Oskaloosa. So, man, it's going to be big time in Iowa. It's Iowa Speed Week, they unofficially dub it, and it is good. And then, of course, back to Knoxville for the 4 nights of the Nationals. This one just there are some things in our sport that just strike me as insane. And this might very well be it. The World of Outlaw Craftsman Sprint Cars, okay? One of the most grueling races on the tour is the Ironman 55. It's the longest lap-wise, okay? I know it's a little bouldering short track, so mileage-wise it's probably not. But it may be the one that takes the most toll out of the drivers.
Yeah, it can be.
Okay? Yeah.
Very physical, yes.
Yeah, I mean, it'll wear you
Such a great track.
It's a great track. Schrader owns it.
Yes.
Yeah. So, but last year we were so disappointed we got rained out. So what the nuts are doing this year, and I mean, this is crazy. I mean, I literally, I'm shocked a couple World of Outlaw drivers haven't pulled off the tour because of this. They're making these guys do it 2 nights in a row, $20,000, 55 laps, Friday night and Saturday night. The Ironman 55, I'm calling it times 2.
Yes.
Because, I mean, you want to talk about, and it's racing at I-55 Raceway in Peevely, Missouri. If you can't get there, Dirt Vision has it. But why in the, you're watching this Thursday, you're within 24 hours. If you're within 24 hours of Peevely, take off from work, jump in the car, and go. It's 2 of them. Like I said, you look at the guys when they climb out of the car after doing that. You imagine the poor guy that wins that thing on Friday night? He's going to get out of that car saying,
I need to go to bed.
You're freaking kidding me? I got to do this again tomorrow? I mean, oh, my gosh. So, great stuff. Hey, Atomic Speedway up in Chillicothe. They just do a wonderful job up there. They really do. And this weekend, they're kind of one of the headliners as well. The Ohio Valley Sprint Car 410 sprints. They're running Friday night for $3,000 to win, and Saturday night for $5,000 to win. So, and it's part of an open wheel weekend. Ashley Stremme going to be up there.
Oh.
Our girl Ashley's going to be there, so she'll be tweeting her seat and vlogging and blogging and doing all kinds of stuff. You can check that out at wingnation.com. But the Ohio Valley Sprint Car Association going to be running 2 nights there. Other racing action, Friday night, Lernerville. Okay, River Cities Raceway has the NOSA Sprints. Williams Grove Speedway. Saturday night, Devil's Lake Speedway have the NOSA Sprints. Fremont has the Fast Series. The fabulous Lincoln Speedway, back for another Saturday night. The Speed Palace Port Royal. Sharon Speedway. Wayne County Speedway. And the IRA Bumper to Bumper Sprints, they're at Wilmot. So there's racing all over the globe, all over the map, everywhere you need to go. And also want to mention this. Okay, so you say, Postman, I'm in Montana. There's no racing? Oh, we got you covered. You're in Idaho. You're in Montana. You're in Wyoming. You're way up there. The ASCS Frontier Region, Saturday night at Gallatin Speedway in Belgrade, Montana. So don't give me the excuse. There's nothing going on near me. There's nothing near me. We've got you covered with sprint car racing across the board. So there you have it. Now, if you can't get to the racetrack or your track gets rained out or something, where I would suggest you go is www.wingednation.com, and you can check out our broadcast calendar there, and we have links right to the providers, whether it's the Dirt Vision or the Cushion or Racing Boys or Speed Shift or ESS has their own channel. They're doing stuff, a lot of things like that. Man, you go on there, sometimes there's 3 or 4 races going on.
Multiple devices.
Multiple devices. That's going to be the Evernham household this weekend.
Bet.
Oh, my gosh. Should be wine, baby monitor, and all multiple devices.
Yeah, it's going to be tough. Someone's got to do it.
Someone's got to do it. Someone's got to monitor all of this. Exactly. So, but you can follow along at wingnation.com to do that. I want to mention, I can't wait. One of the things I love about going to Knoxville is I get a chance to hang out with Jeff Wessel and the whole gang out at Hefner Racing Products. They'll have a big display out there. www.hrpracing.com is where they're at. But they've got great stuff. They've got stuff for your shop. They've got stuff for your transporter. They got stuff for your sprint car, and they even have mules or bulls depending on what you wanted to do, and you have to go listen to last week's show to find out what I'm talking about. Okay, they have those fancy mules that they exactly. I've learned from you, Erin. Those fancy mules that push the cars around and do all of the stuff. They have those. So Hefner, gosh, they're just good people. They're right in, if you're going to Knoxville, they're right in turn number 4.
Yes.
I'll tell you what, when R.J. Johnson went out of the ballpark there a couple years ago, I thought he was going to bounce off the Hefner display. So they're right off from turn number 4. Just stop in and say, hey. And if you're a racer, you know who they are. If you're a racer who doesn't know who they are, well, you've missed it. So you just need to, right now, today, go to hrpracing.com. All right, and finally, coming up on Saturday, Wing Nation, presented by Sage Fruit on MAV TV. You want to talk about geeked up and batting down the hatches? T-Mac. He joins Ashley Stremme and I. Hey, thanks for joining us here today.
This has been the Wing Nation Weekend Podcast, brought to you by Hefner Racing Products. The Wing Nation Weekend Podcast is a production of the Motor Racing Network. All rights reserved.